Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff today. I'm reviewing the song The Emperor's New Clothes by Sinead O'Connor. This is part of my ongoing series where I'm listening to songs that come from albums that are on Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. The way the series works is I'll do videos for 2, maybe 3 songs from each album, and then eventually I'll go and listen to the rest of the album just on my own, and then come back and let you know what I thought about it. So this song comes off of the album Sinead O'Connor, I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, which is number 457 on Rolling Stone's list, and it was released by Ensign slash Chrysalis in 1990. So about the album, Rolling Stone says, "How could I possibly know what I want when I was only 21?" The Irish alt-rocker asked on her breakthrough second album. Sinead O'Connor struck a nerve with her keening voice, her shaved head, and her tortured grandiosity in The Emperor's New Clothes, which we're listening to today, and I Am Stretched on Your Grave. But she hit number 1 with an obscure Prince breakup ballad, Nothing Compares to You. Originally just filler on a flop album by The Family, it became O'Connor's signature song. So I've heard that song, Nothing Compares to You, from her. Again, arguably like her signature song, right? But I think that's the only Sinead O'Connor song I've ever heard. So going into this one with very little knowledge of her work and just hoping for a good one. So again, this is The Emperor's New Clothes, Sinead O'Connor. Here we go.
While I ranked the bedroom, you said it was dangerous after Sunday, and I knew you loved me. Hit things, I just became famous, and that certainly messed me up. But it's wrong, how could I possibly know what I want when I was only 21? There's millions of people offer advice and say how I should be, but they're twisted and they will never be any influence on me, but you will always be, you will always be. If I treated you mean, to, but you know how it is and how a pregnancy can change you. I see plenty of clothes that I like, but I won't go anywhere nice for a while. All I want to do is just sit here and write it all down and rest for a while. Nothing without you, if I'm your girlfriend or not. Maybe I wasn't mean, but I really don't think so. You asked if I'm scared and I said so. Everyone can see what's going on. They laugh cause they know they're untouchable, not because what I said was wrong. If it may rain, I will live by my own policy. new clothes. The emperor's new clothes. Emperor's new clothes. The emperor's new clothes.
Yeah, hey, I like that a whole lot. Really wasn't sure what to expect going in, considering, again, I'm pretty sure the only Sinead O'Connor song I've ever heard was Nothing Compares to You, which I didn't know was a Prince cover for many, many years, right? So, but I like that a whole lot. I'm going to start it back up just to point out a couple things. I love this intro part, right? It's like, whatever they're doing here, I'm like, okay, this led me to think it might be a heavier song, but then, like, immediately, drumming here is fantastic. It's funny because immediately it goes from that to this pop sound, right? And her voice
Years
comes in,
since you held a baby.
and it's great. But at first I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping they would stick with the heavier thing. But as the song went on, they kind of interspersed it throughout, and I really enjoyed that. So anyway, I like the song a whole lot. Let's break it down piece by piece, like we always do, of course, starting with those lyrics. So I always like to check to see if there's an about section. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. Let me check real quick. Aha! Behind the accessible, the Emperor's New Clothes hides a bitter record, the memories of an illegitimate pregnancy in an Irish Catholic environment. Meet the torment of a love corrupted by success. Now, that bio is unreviewed, so we'll take it with a grain of salt. But let's take a look at those lyrics. It seems years since you held the baby while I wrecked the bedroom. You said it was dangerous after Sunday, and I knew you loved me. He thinks I just became famous, and that's what messed me up. But he's wrong. How could I possibly know what I want when I was only 21? And that's a challenge for a lot of these people who are young and find success. It's like, how do you even know what you want at 21? I certainly didn't have things figured out back then. There's millions of people who offer advice and say how I should be, but they're twisted and they will never be any influence on me, but you will always be. You will always be. So again, again, being famous, it's like everyone's got advice for you, but they don't matter. What matters is kind of the people in your inner circle, right? Um, so if I treated you mean, I really didn't mean to, but you know how it is and how a pregnancy can change you. I see plenty of clothes that I like, but I won't go anywhere nice for a while. All I want to do is just sit here and write it all down and rest for a while. So I don't know Sinead O'Connor's story. Maybe she was pregnant when she was 21, or maybe she knew someone who was pregnant when she was 21, when they were 21. And it's that thing, like, how do you even know what you want at that young age? You don't have anything figured out. But being a celebrity, it's like those pregnancies are, they're all over. Like, they get put on tabloids, magazines, newspapers, radio. I mean, everyone's talking about it, right? So it's just kind of like you sort of, like you said, like disappear for a while, like straight up. Um, I can't bear to be in another city, one where you are not. I would return to nothing without you if I'm your girlfriend or not. Maybe I was mean, but I really don't think so. You asked if I'm scared, and I said so. Everyone can see what's going on. They laugh because they know they're untouchable, not because what I said was wrong. I think that's a great line. Everyone can see what's going on, and they laugh because they know they're untouchable, not because what I said was wrong. Whatever it may bring, I will live by my own policies. I will sleep with a clear conscience, and I will sleep in peace. Maybe it sounds mean, but I really don't think so. You asked for the truth, and I told you. Through their own words, they will be exposed. They've got a severe case of the Emperor's New Clothes. The Emperor's New Clothes is like it's an old tale, and it's been retold many times. But essentially, like the emperor is sort of fooled. These like tricksters come, these swindlers come and say, "Hey, we'll weave you the most beautiful clothes you've ever seen out of like this invisible silk, and only and every what is it? People who are foolish cannot see it, right? So it's only invisible to people who are foolish, right? And so they make the clothes, they give it to the emperor, and of course the emperor pretends like he can see the clothes because he doesn't want to seem foolish. And then, of course, all of his advisors don't want the emperor to think that they're foolish, so they all go along with it. All the townspeople, everyone's just like, "Yes, emperor, beautiful clothes." When in reality, he's just walking around in his underwear, right? So, but that's exactly what. So I think this is a song sort of railing almost against paparazzi, right? Because again, being young, maybe being in a relationship, having a child, like all of that gets pushed into the spotlight. And and it goes back to that, what was it, people laugh because they know they're untouchable, not because whatever I said was wrong. So it's like you have to watch every little thing that you do, but it doesn't matter what you do because they're still going to find a way to kind of milk that and to turn it against you, and again to laugh at you because they're untouchable. And then that's kind of what this whole Emperor's New Clothes thing reminds me of, right? Like everyone here is a fool, but no one can see it, and no one wants to admit that what they're doing is kind of stupid, right? Like this whole idea of paparazzi and tabloids, it's all kind of dumb, right? But people, I guess, who are inside of that just don't see it, or they don't want to appear that way. I don't know. That's kind of how I'm reading it. Regardless, I thought it was well written overall, and I liked it. So I give it two big thumbs up lyrically. As far as the instrumentation and vocals go, she's got a great voice. I think that was clear on Nothing Compares to You. But then to kind of hear her in this sort of more like upbeat pop style was really nice. I think she's got a fantastic voice for it. And then on top of that, instrumentally, this was great. Like I said, I like that it started out with kind of like, I don't know what it was, how they were strumming that guitar, what they were doing there with the drums as well. But this really energetic start to it, and then it moves into this like poppy, sort of like again like 90s pop sound, which I really enjoyed, but weaving some of that heaviness in throughout, which I really like. So two big thumbs up from me, both instrumentally and vocally. This one was well made. As far as replay value goes, this song easily makes the playlist. I just had a great time listening to it. It was fun, it was catchy, it was so easy to listen to. The lyrics were interesting, the singing was on point, and the instrumentation came together for just a really enjoyable listen. So two big thumbs up from me for replay value. Overall, a fantastic song and another great entry in this series. I'm having such a great time just listening to songs from this series because, man, so many great albums on here and so many artists that I've never really listened to or only heard in passing, or I've only heard their biggest hit, and now it's kind of forcing me to dive into some of their discography here. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. If you did too, of course, go support the artists, go listen to their music wherever you can, and if you like what you saw here, you can consider supporting the channel. Like and subscribe and comment with your requests because I'm always taking those. You can even check the description if you'd like to follow me on Twitch, TikTok, or Instagram. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.